Hi, I'm Kelly Ellis, VP of Global Industry Relations for Renati, here with Mark Hill, Managing Director of Renati UK and EU. For this edition of Expert Picks, we have selected a few gems that really caught our eye for the upcoming Chelsea Antiques Fair, March 23rd through March 27th. Mark, what did you find?
What do we feel about plates on walls? So I've got quite a few, but my friends always look a little bit sort of curiously at them. And I think asking a couple of them, they've said to me, well, it's a bit like my granny's house. Now, we all think of granny's house as being sort of a wonderfully warm and comfy place to be, but it's not the height of fashion. So what do we think? Come on, tell me.
As a designer, my perspective is this: anything that is a collection that you hang together. Now, collection meaning we'd like to see maybe 3 or more, if you have it, with a unifying color, can look amazing. There is no granny in that at all.
Also, what's not granny at all is my selection. I mean, I think this is just the most wonderful statement piece. Does it need 3? Does it need 5? Nope, I think it can hang on its own. So we're looking at a Carlton ware wall charger, decorated in about 1930, and it just screams Art Deco. Every single element of it screams Art Deco. So first of all, we have that stylization, those incredible flowers, the use of a fawn. Gazelles and fawns are very typical of that period. And just those colors, those bright, bright colors. This was the Jazz Age after all. So that really represents that. And I think we've also got an element of modern art going on here as well with the stylization, very clean lines, that choice of colors, the way the colors are executed. It just looks great. And it's huge. It's about 12 inches, about 32 centimeters. And of course, 2022, we're 3 years off the centenary of the exhibition that launched the Art Deco movement in Paris in itself. So I feel there's going to be a great resurgence in Art Deco style, a great interest in the Art Deco movement. And this really, it's the quintessential Art Deco piece. It's stunning.
And that is what a designer looks for, right? So I can't say this enough, and I will probably say it again in this video. But we really like a focal point, right? So when you're moving your eyes around the room and you're trying to create those focal points that create depth and make a well-designed space look like it was professionally designed, that's what a designer will do. Look for pieces like that that really catch your eye, and the colors will do that.
But it's just a bit more than the color. As your eye is caught, look a little bit closer, because the devil is in the detail. And oh my goodness, this is devilishly delightful in terms of detail. Look closer and closer. You can see more and more texture, more and more variation, and more colors. It's incredible. It was hand painted. And quite frankly, I've never seen one like it. It's extremely rare. I think it's the most wonderful object. And for me, it sums up the Art Deco period. It would look great on a wall. It's got color. It would be eye-catching. It's a great piece. Andrew Muir, who's selling it at the Chelsea Antiques Fair, always has the very best ceramics. But for Carlton ware, this is the top of the tree.
And speaking of Art Deco, I have picked something that I think is right along the same lines that you just spoke of, from Morgan Strickland Decorative Arts. And it is a Art Deco piece. It is a mask, also for the wall. And I just love the impact of pieces like this, right? It's got so much style to me. It represents, well, Art Deco for me represents luxury, glamour. So it was that time after the war, in between the two, where we sort of were looking at the arts, fixing up our homes, making our spaces beautiful. There was this industrial era, and everything just had this soft lines to it. So Deco for me is one of my absolute favorites. I mean, we designers say Art Deco was really truly the first international style. Everybody was doing it. Everybody embraced this look. And there's not a lot of things that move around the world like that. And this was one of the first.
So we're saying it's got style, aren't we here? But I think it's got style, but it's also got substance. So it's by a great Austrian company called Goldscheider. And Goldscheider were very well known from the 1920s, 30s into the 1950s, mainly for producing these sort of wonderful figures with sort of beautifully posed hands and the most incredibly painted dresses, and also very much for their wall masks. And this was by one of their great designers, Ernst Weber. So from the decorative to the personal, And I think there are wonderfully, intensely personal items that have been left to us as history has gone by. And what we're looking at here is a small seal. So this is a seal with an engraved stone with the coat of arms of the person who owned it. And you would use it, you put a blob of wax on the top of an envelope or something, and you would seal it to make sure nobody took a sneaky peek beforehand, and your correspondence and documents were kept confidential. It's just that the coat of arms on this one is that of a certain Captain Hood. Pretty incredible, really. So the great naval captain came from an illustrious naval family. But for me, one of the most important aspects of this was that he accompanied Captain Cook on his second voyage from the early 1770s until 1775. So this was an item you would keep close to yourself. It was something that was very much yours. It was literally a stamp of approval from you, a very personal stamp. So I think one wonders whether this might have traveled around the world with Hood and Cook. I
am fascinated by this. I was just thinking, wow, it's like your signature. It is who you are in a ring, and you would wear it. You could wear it now. I love it. The mystery. Maybe there's treasures that have the seal, or a map, or something really incredible with that seal on it. How cool is that?
You're treasure hunting again, but for me, this really is a little treasure. I mean, there'll only be one of them. There will only have ever been one made. And I love that point you made about wearing it, because why not put it on a chain and wear it? You know, can you imagine somebody saying to you, what's that you're wearing on your necklace? Oh, it's only, you know, Captain Hood's personal seal in the 18th century. I mean, there's so much story connected to this. It's not just the personal aspect, but it's really the importance of our changing world throughout history, all contained in this gorgeous little gem.
So the last items that I picked, I couldn't help myself. You know, I think everyone else probably knows by now too, that I love chairs. I'm a huge fan. I don't know, there's just always someplace to put them. They're small enough that you can add that real pop of style easily. Got some behind me. Now I don't even sit in them, and I just love them. But these two, they're pretty great. They're called Time Life chairs. They were made by Charles and Ray Eames, my favorite married couple design duo. And they are incredible. Herman Miller, you might know, kind of office-y, a lot of things that they've made for him. The iconic lounge chair, I think everybody knows that. And for us as designers, these two are just, because they were just so game-changing, right, in their style. And these two are fantastic. I mean, they're beautiful. They look comfortable. You could put them in an office. You could put them in a living room side by side, cool table between them. Like, I can't get enough of them.
I mean, they look really comfy. They've got their original upholstery by the looks of it. I mean, what a great work from home chair. But I'd kind of like to imagine and dream, and those bored moments on Zoom calls, which I never ever have with you, Kelly, of course, I'd like to imagine when they were in the Time Life building, who might have sat in them waiting for a meeting? What famous journalists or writers or travelers from across the world coming would have sat in these? I think they're wonderfully evocative things, as well as being great pieces of design.
They are fantastic from Wick Antiques. And if you want to see more from the upcoming fair, go to chelseaantiquesfair.co.uk for all of these items and more. We hope you enjoyed all of our expert picks.
And it's goodbye from Kelly and me. See you at the fair.